It's like a chugger, kind of like a blade deal. Where are these swim baits at? I've never seen that before. That thing's bad to the bone. Welcome to Megabass Fishing, guys. I'm actually headed to Lake Guntersville. A bunch of cars right here. We are on, I think this is 69. Browns Creek is like right there. There's a boat ramp right down the road. I'm headed to Lake Guntersville, but I need some bobber stoppers because that flipping bite and that punching bite's been on. And you happen to drive by Guntersville Tackle and Outdoors GTO, and I know you guys enjoyed some of the tackle shop walkthroughs, so I need to go get some bobber stoppers. We're gonna do a quick walkthrough with, I think Paul owns the shop, walkthrough of Guntersville Tackle and Outdoors, just down the street from Browns Creek, and a boat ramp right down there. So stay tuned, I think you'll dig this, dude. Paul's got some cool stories, all right? So I think I'm starting to like this whole like Alabama approach to bait shops. You got food right here, awesome barbecue place. This is GTO right here, Guntersville Tackle and Outdoors. I talked to Paul before, and he's actually expanding it. But like I said, I gotta make sure I get bobber stoppers. But let's go check this place out and talk to Paul a little bit, all right? Check this place out, guys. We got rods, you got freaking bunches of plastics over here. There's a bunch of stuff in here. I gotta find the bobber stoppers too. All right, guys, before we go find Paul, one of the first things that I love to do is I go and check out like what kind of gambler stuff they got, because there is a gambler free tournament coming up. I think it's September 28th or 29th on Lake Guntersville. It's out of Goose Pond. So it's gonna be a grass bite too. And Casey kind of told me that, and I see the grass kind of growing up, dude. There's gonna be a punching bite, there's gonna be a worming bite. Buzzing over it, dude. So a lot of frog fishing happens in the fall here. If you're gonna like fish frog, great, but like you can also take a giant swim bait like that, like a Big Easy, and what we do in Florida is we buzz them over the grass, but you can actually kind of like walk them over that cheese and stuff that you get up here, and dude, they'll blast it just like a frog. It's freaking stupid. Classic ribbon tails, stick baits, wacky rigging. I think that actually might play over the grass and that. And here's what I'm hoping is going to be super going down by the time that gambler free tournament comes, is punching. And the stinger, this actually exact stinger, is the one that won the Costa Championship. Kyle Walters won punching on it, punching hydrilla, milfoil, junk mats, all that stuff. So the stinger, and then of course burner craw, dude, can't beat that. But that's the gambler stuff that they got. We're gonna go find Paul and kind of talk to him a little bit. All right, this is Paul. What's up, man? How you doing? Paul good. Owns Guntersville Tackle and Outdoors. Hey, Paul, tell me a little bit about the place. I know you haven't always owned it. Like,
that is correct.
It's been around for a long time, though, right?
Been around about 10 years. Okay. And we've been adding to it each year. We've really put everything into it the last year and a half. We're expanding. We've got new lighting in. We're trying to make it to where it's right for the fishermen. Yeah. Anybody wants to come in, we invite the children to come in, the wives. We want everybody to fish.
You're always nice about it. And I was actually down here. You guys had a, what was it, like open house deal?
Yes,
JT came down and hang out. Yeah. Dude, this guy bought everybody barbecue sandwiches, dude. Like, there were a million people in here. The Lawrence rep was in here doing like walkthroughs. It was super cool. And I do remember when I was in here, you didn't have this much space, man.
No.
Like, it is gigantic. Yep. The amount of inventory they have in here now, and we're gonna go walk through it. I ain't gonna talk too much for you, but like, it's like doubly as big, man. It's freaking huge in here. You have everything.
Well, so thank you. We want to have everything. When they come in, they can get it all right here.
And that's the trick, man. So here's what I want to ask you. I'm not gonna take a bunch of your time. I'm just gonna go down and walk through and look at some stuff. I want to see like a couple like local regional baits. I always like looking at like what the guys are making around here and what you're selling. Like, can you point me toward this so I can go check them out? All right, let's go do it.
Let's go this way right here.
All right, cool.
He's out of Georgia. He makes this hooch coops rig.
I've heard of hooch coops stuff. Yeah.
And it has done real well. It is a real good bait.
And it's a little more compact umbrella rig too.
It is. It's a smaller version.
So you can kind of manage it a little bit better.
That is correct.
Cool.
Here's what he's got. He's got the toad going on. He's got all this section right here, which is very unique.
That's very cool, man.
He went through a time that was real tough on him, and he's come back, and he's real excited about it. And I really, my hat's off to him.
Yeah, you keep him in store and support him. Let me ask you too. So here's the other thing. We're going into like a fall period. I'm taking all of Paul's time. He's got all these customers and all that. But we're going into that fall period, and actually I think I'm looking at it. What frogs do you recommend? Because I mean, everybody talks about like that Guntersville like frog bite. Like, and I know you got some experience, which I'm gonna kind of bust your balls on. Walt told me a story about you that I might ask you about. But yeah, but what kind of frogs are you throwing when you're out there? What's your hollow body choice?
You've got Spro.
These guys?
Sometimes Spro will go good. You've got Scum Frog that's coming in.
Okay.
Walt will be putting the Scum Frog in. Again, he's gonna be
the life of a business owner, dude. This is this is it right here.
That's it. Oh man,
Fishing must be getting good, dude.
Terminator has been doing real well. I can't even find it. They're up here.
Where they
Terminator
at?
Frog, that's been doing real well.
That's something that's a little bit newer too, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So
Oh, and they got popping
we've got our
frog,
Jackall
too.
frogs. I mean, anything.
Dude, these are awesome.
Yes.
I've thrown these, dude. They you don't catch a lot, but you catch bigger fish on them jokers. But honestly though, what would you throw? That's kind of what I want to know.
I would probably. There's gonna be two:
Okay.
scum frog or spro.
That's pretty standard.
Yes, it is for here. Of course, the spro tournament, that means a whole lot.
Yeah, yeah.
And this
definitely.
fall it'll come in and it'll be, people they relate to that spro frog.
Oh yeah, well
Exactly.
it works, man. You
And we're gonna
catch
have
fish on it.
every color spro makes.
Are you kidding me?
Every color.
What is that, like 50 over? Like
Right, here
25,
they are.
30?
Here's the new ones. These are blank, but that's gonna be the new colors.
Dude, actually, that's true. I've never. Whoa, look at that, guys. There's some bad colors. These are cool, dude. I didn't know there were that many colors. You guys see all these? It's a lot of colors. All right, so now should we kind of play with Paul? So Paul, Walt told me a story. So Walt's the president of Halo. Awesome dude. Stick on Lake Guntersville. Just super great dude. And actually, the first time I ever met Walt was like right here. But Walt told me a story. He took you to a spot where he'd been catching like sixes and fives. It's like a little point by a dock, and like they were catching them. And I guess I've heard you're a little bit stubborn, Paul, and that's a good quality. But like you were throwing. You remember what you were throwing?
Carolina Reef. Yep, sure was.
So Walt and the other guys are smashing them, and Paul's like, I'm gonna keep throwing this. And what happened, dude?
Oh, they got on me. They got on me hard, and they kept on, and they was life, and they was cutting up. I was in the back of the boat.
Yeah.
I got the biggest.
Caught like a 9, dude. Like an absolute stud, dude. Throw the Carolina rig.
Yep.
Walt was busting his balls,
Exactly.
I guess, and he had the last
Exactly.
laugh.
And
I
that-
love that story.
That was sweet.
I
Because
bet you
it
was.
shut them up. That was it. But it just shut them up for a little while. They're back on.
And then they're back on.
I don't
love
deserve
that
it, but I got it.
Yeah, hey, but and that's why you kind of stick with what you like and what
It's
what
a
you
lot of
believe
fun.
in. Dude.
That's what fishing's about.
That
It's
is
having
true.
fun, building relationships and memories.
That's
the
very
bottom
true.
line.
And I bet you got a lot of them out here.
Oh,
because you grew up around here, right?
Yes. Grew up in Albertville and just come down here, and then Audie and Greg was nice enough to give us a chance to take over,
Yeah.
and they've been very, very supportive. The people that live here have been very, very supportive, and you don't know how much we appreciate that.
Well, that's
we
what it's all
appreciate
about.
everybody that walks through that door.
Yeah. And that's what keeps a business like this open, man, because destination and customer service and
Yes.
actually inventory. Like, you guys are killing it, man. Like, there's a lot of cool stuff in here. Well, I'm going to let Paul get back to work. We'll say goodbye to him in a minute, but we're going to go kind of roam around the shop and look
yourself
at a
at
bunch of
home,
stuff.
Mike.
All right, appreciate it,
All
Paul.
right, see you, man.
So I'm roaming around in GTO, and I swear to God, I'm going to show you guys some more, like,
what?
baits and stuff. This guy, he's like, what's up? I'm like, what's up? He's like, you know where I'm from? Naples.
Okay.
What? Tell us a little about yourself, dude.
Well, made the trip up here. My grandfather actually moved up here. It was back in '06. He moved up,
Yeah.
and we came up visiting, and fell in love with the place, and
Yeah.
been here ever since.
So he's another kind of like South Florida transplant dude that came up to Lake Guntersville fishing. And it looks like you are college fishing or high school
Yeah,
fishing.
I fish college now.
Really? What team?
Sneed State Community College.
Sneed State Community College. You guys got a derby or something? Is that why you're down here?
Yeah, we got the national championship on Lake Chickamauga next week.
Really?
Yep.
That's gonna be serious. Well, all right. So show me some baits. Like what would you be throwing right now,
Up
dude?
there, man. Right now out here, I've just been flipping a lot.
Yeah, that's
Doing a
don't.
lot of flipping. A lot of flipping.
We're not gonna talk about that. That's that gambler stinger and that. I like tungsten 1.5, 1 ounce, depending
1
on like
ounce.
how thick it is and that.
1 ounce flipping.
Milfoil and a hydrilla.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, dude, freaking. What's
to meet you,
your
man.
what's your Instagram?
Eric_Lampkin.
Eric_Lampkin. Go give him a follow. We are going to we're gonna go around. We're going to go around and roam around in this tackle shop, right, guys? You guys know I've been like big into the Halo stuff lately. They definitely have some Halo rods. 7.6 heavy. It's the Spider or something like that. The Black Widow, dude. Halo Black Widow. I might have to get one of those. That's pretty bad to the bone right there. But they have all the range of halos, like the cranking ones, the Rave series. These are the super affordable ones. I called them cheap, and Walt kind of got pissed at me, but they're cheap, but they're still awesome. So that's one thing that's kind of cool with this place. They do have a bunch of fishing rods and like the bigger end kind of stuff, such as like reels, rods. You know, kind of like those bigger purchase items you don't always find like a really good selection of in a tackle shop. You just want to catch fish, like no matter what. And we kind of talked about this with Casey as well. But this DT series, dude, and he has a bunch of colors. It's one of those things, especially as we're kind of going into fall and the winter period as well. Like, dude, you bounce that thing off a rock, wood, or in current. You can cover a variety of depths. You can pick your depth. You know, dives to 10, dives to 14, dives to 16, and so on and so forth. It's just one of those baits that always draws bites, small, medium, and large fish. Good grab. Now, this is really what I'm hoping I'm gonna be throwing more this fall, dude, and like into the winter. Look at these. This is the Jackall chop cut. Check that thing out, dude. It's like a Magnum weird kind of buzz bait whopper popper. I've never seen that before. That thing's bad to the bone. The Pompadour, very nice. Like a glorified like chug bug. Dude, look at this thing. This is a Magnum Megabass squarebill. You guys remember how I caught them so good on Smith Lake, dude, with that flat-sided squarebill, and on Chickamauga when they're in those like skinny like back bays and creeks? I got my Megabass squarebill in kind of a fluorescent color. Oh, it's a good one. Is that a largemouth? No, it's a spot. Dude, I don't even know what the hell I'm catching anymore here. It's a spot. Awesome. Check that out. That thing's trouble, dude. I like that. That's 2 ounces. And look at the colors too. It's kind of like a sexy shad, but with like kind of a metallic finish to it. Those are bad to the bone. Price point, obviously expensive, but like pretty cool. So I want you guys to throw down in the comments box, have any of you ever caught a fish on this joker? I've like seen all like the rat videos like that are up on YouTube and that, and it looks so crazy. I've never even tried one, so let me know if I need to try a rat. I don't know if I can do it. Check this color out. So this was out when I tried to get it the last time. I'll probably pick one up. It's a new 6XD, 8XD, and 10XD color. I think it's sexy green shed, but it has that super kind of greeny look, but it shows up really good in this green water out here on Guntersville and that. If we do get into like a bunching bite for this gambler free tournament, one thing that I recommend, a lot of guys don't like these hooks. I absolutely love them for this punching deal. It's the Hack Attack right here. I usually run like a 4-aught. It syncs up perfect with that stinger, with that burner crawl and that. Sometimes maybe run a 5-aught on the burner crawl, depending on how thick the cover is and that. But it's a perfect way to punch through, get yourself some tungsten, Rains, Hog Tech, whatever you like, whatever they got here. Actually, I should probably go look for the tungsten. But then I'm distracted. Immediately when I like get on the theme, like I get distracted. Check these out. Custom freaking wobble heads. And look at all these fish head spins. You guys know how much I love like spoon fishing. I've never actually seen one of these. This is crazy. It's a ledge hog fishing ledge spoon. It's got like a totally different shape. That might be something to try. I wonder how it like dances. You guys ever tried anything like this? Ledge hog spoon. That's freaking cool. I'm all about like having a wide selection of chatterbaits, and they do. Look at all these jokers. There are a ton of colors and styles. Ooh, what is it? No, it's like a chatterbait underspin fusion. I actually haven't seen those. Those are pretty cool. Bro, I would say that's a lot. One's topwaters. Yo, chug bug. Here's one of the coolest parts too. We got a giant clearance section too, dude. Freaking all kinds of stuff for cheap, and that's how I like to roll. You know, one thing we don't talk about enough too, I don't really do it that much, but I know there's a lot of guys out there who are super big into it. But so I'm gonna call it the thing. We call it speck fishing down in Florida, but crappie fishing, dude. People are big into crappie fishing, and you don't always find like a huge selection of crappie stuff at a bait shop. But dude, check all this stuff out. This is actually stuff I could even use. Remember how we went to Smith Lake and we did all like we fished like crappie baits, like marabou jigs and stuff like that? Like I bet you I could use some of like look at those jokers. Like on Smith Lake, that would be pretty cool. And Bobby Garland's kind of the standard. I even know that, dude, and I'm not much of a crappie fisherman. But they got a bunch of stuff. What are those? Those are crazy looking. Dude, check those out. That's kind of That's kind of neat. Place has everything, dude. You want to talk about like local brands and kind of cool stuff. So I've actually just started experimenting with these, and a lot of you guys have told me to try them out. But the Z-Boss Profound Outdoors, I think this is Tim Horton and like Randy Haynes kind of put this together. They're super unique deep diving crankbaits, and we're kind of getting out of that time of year, but they'll come back in handy. But basically they can dive like 20, 25 foot. There's all different like styles. The 20, he's got 22, 24. They dive anywhere from like 12 feet down to like 25, 26 feet of water. What's kind of cool about them is they don't really have the drag on them that you usually feel like. Say you're throwing a 10XD or like a Crush or something along those lines. You get a ton of freaking like tug back, which is awesome sometimes. But these jokers are a lot easier to throw all day long. But they're the Profound Outdoors, and you get the bigger, what's kind of cool too, you get a bigger body profile. So this is the 15 to 18 foot diver, and it's bigger than my 6XD or those style of baits. So you can get a little bigger body profile in the shallower running baits, which I think is really cool when you're on that, like those big fish. Bro, check that color. That is freaking sweet. I will totally be throwing that in the fall and winter. That's raw. So my buddy Kobe Pellerito, check him out on Instagram. He's absolutely epic, like photo-wise. He like actually busted these out when we were fishing Lake Guntersville back in the fall and winter. Actually, the winter, it was like spring. They're the Okashira screwhead jig. It's a super finesse. It's kind of crazy. Check that out. It's like a chugger, kind of like a blade deal that spins, but you fish it like underwater, and you're supposed to fish it with, where are these swim baits at? These like little micro these guys. I think those are them. But you could put like a gambler like TZ or a little easy on it or something, just like basically like a tiny swim bait, and you just throw it out there, usually on spinning tackle, like 8 to 10 pound test, and it's finesse. But remember that Guntersville's super duper pressured. You slow reel it if it's like over grass or just over like a sand or a shell, like kind of like gravel ball or something like that. But it gets big bites, dude, surprisingly. But it also comes through, like, if you're really, really struggling, that's sort of like micro-sized bait. I mean, look how tiny it is. And that the different kind of water displacement, because that blade's going, you want to reel it slow. He definitely he schooled me on one point with that joker. They were definitely eating that thing and not what I had to offer. All right, my homies, I think that's gonna be a wrap. Make sure to come down and check out GTO, Guntersville Tackle and Outdoors. It's right here, right at the kind of like the lower end of Lake Guntersville. Don't forget about the Gambler Free Tournament. I think it's September 20th, 29th. We got the Gambler Selection right here. But Paul is a super cool dude. He's local. He's freaking from here. He's trying to improve the shop, make it as awesome as it can be. And it's seriously, it's so much bigger than it was. It's crazy the amount of stuff they have in here. And just support local businesses, dude. He's a good guy. You know, wants to do good for the community. You send that support back to those kinds of people. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video and enjoy these tackle shop walkthroughs. They're kind of cool to do, and I get to see all kinds of unique and interesting stuff. So make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Come on down to GTO and say what's up. Tell them mikeybalzz sent you. But I want to get out to the lake. I got to go to Browns Creek, drop the boat in, and do some fishing. All right, guys? Tight line.